Hello, everyone. I'm Devon here from the Anguilla National Trust. My drone flight will focus on the Royal Salt Pond within the Sanagrong area. Sanagrong Pond is a near circular 43-hectare salt pond behind of the Sanagrong village. It's the largest enclosed wetland in Anguilla and it also is designated as an important bird area, especially for the least tern colony, which is the bird with the yellow beak in the pictures. And it's also ecologically vital for other migratory birds and resident birds, for example, the flamingos that you see in the photo. And then Senegal is also historically significant for salt harvesting, and it was an Amerindian site in the past. So for my mission, I would have used the Mavic 3 Enterprise. We flew at 90 meters AGL. We also had an RTK attached. I would have done a map of the pond area, including a little bit behind of it. Then I would have done also a panel, which is shown by the arrow, where the panel was done, which is the center of the pond. And I would have also done an inspection of 25 meters just to get a more accurate of where we would have placed some rafts. The National Trust is doing a restoration project within Sanagrong where we're trying to work with the community to help better the pond. So one of those things we're doing is adding shorebird nesting rafts. This is our PPK summary. We have 81% accuracy. So we did 3 flight surveys, total flight time 31 minutes. We used 2 batteries and a total images of 941. The total area map was 172 acres with a resolution of 2.13 and PPK accuracy 0.98. So this would be our heat map. You can see like in the center of the map, it's a little bit fuzzy because we were flying over water, and flying over water is something the drone had difficulty stitching. So that's where our lower accuracy with the 81% came in. This is the full map once it was finished. This would be the panel at the center of the pond, and then on top would have been the raft maps. And then I would also took a photo directly from the pictures of the raft mapping and use that photo to demonstrate how the rafts look from distance. But also map all the dams that within the pond, as well as the rafts and do the measurements, and also measure just the pond itself. The Royal Salt Pond is 107 acres. All the dams total to 1.2 acres, and then the rafts are like 48 meters. The reason I've done this is because the dams is where most of the shorebirds would nest, and you can see it isn't that much area for nesting. So that's why we're doing adding the rafts so there's more areas for the birds to nest, especially when the mud flats are waterlogged, when the water level is high. So they have to nest. This talks a little bit more about the Royal Salt Pond project. I put the wrong name of the bird, so it's called a least tern, not a city tern. But as you can see, we will install one of these the day before flying. And even from the inspection photos, I was able to see a bird had already nested on one of the previous rafts that we installed. And the National Trust team will also have gone and seen the raft, and then they were able to take pictures of the eggs and the bird that nested there. So this was a killdeer that's nesting on these rafts. So you can see that the rafts are being used, and from above, you're able to inspect them to make sure that nothing's being damaged or they're not sinking and they're floating well. I was able to use drone deploy to add field notes. I was able to mark to say, hey, we saw one nest and what nested there. Then the site monitoring strategies and consideration, probably seasonality for the drone flights. Maybe get some images during the wet, dry season so you can compare nesting habitats, especially because that was my main focus. Fly before and after major storms just to see how sediment is moving, also how the mud flats are behaving, and then also at different tidal or water levels. And time of day is also important for reflection and glare since we actually flying over water, so it's better to fly early in the day or later in the evenings. Then for the other part, it would be like the raft inspections, monitoring, such as monitoring the rafts during the breeding season for the least terns. Then also to show how the migratory birds are also using it. So you can also do vertebrate surveys as well, vegetation surveys, and then do also water quality. This is something that the trust is already doing at the site, such as added some of those stuff there. And then participatory mapping exercises, so involve the Senegal community and ask them questions like about pollution, flooding, erosion, like what's their knowledge of the site. So we can add that to the data that we are collecting, especially with taking the photos, because they might see stuff that even the drone might not see, and to get a better understanding of how they view the wetland. And then we also want to map the cultural features and document other local knowledge. The data and information can be used for research and education, whether it's school programs, that can be part of or the National Trust Nature Week, also public awareness campaign, scientific reporting, and climate resilience planning.